Welcome back. So we're going to try example number 2. Here we're going to find the antiderivative of this function over a function. So we can think about like, oh well, shouldn't we have like a quotient rule for this? And so the answer is no. We don't have a quotient rule for this. What we can do is try to use the previous rules that we have so far. What we can do, we can also try to do some algebra before we take the antiderivative of this. And this is an example where we can use some algebra. And the reason why is because you have a multiple terms, right? And divided by one single term here, right? So we can break this into three fractions by simply, dividing every single term by x to the 6. So this is an algebra step, right? And then we can see that these will simplify little by little, and this is supposed to be a 3. So this will be a 3. Right, and then everything looks great, so good. So we will simplify these two, and in the first one, we're gonna simplify by changing this into, if we think about this one here, 3x to the third over x to the 6 is the same thing as 3x to the third minus 6, right? And that is common because this is we can do this because of the power one of the power rules that we have, exponent rules that we have. And so this will give us 3x to the negative 3 plus, and then we can simplify these two, and this will give us 6 over x, and then this one will cancel each other out, just giving us 2. So perfect example where we actually have to apply different rules for each one. So every term will have their own rules. So for this one, we're going to use the power rule. For this one, we're going to have the natural log rule. And for this one, we're just going to have the constant rule, right? So everyone will have their own rules. So for the first one, we're going to do the power rule. So it'll be 3 times x to the negative 3 plus 1 over the new power, negative 3 plus 1, right? The next one, we have 6 over x, which will be just 6 times the natural log of x. And then plus 2 times x, right? Everything plus c. And so pretty much we have found the antiderivative. All we gotta do now is simplify this. If we notice on the first one, we have 3, and this is going to be negative 2, and this is going to be negative 2. 6 natural log of absolute value of x plus 2x plus c. And there you go, right? We have found the antiderivative of this. And again, we didn't use any quotient rule, right? Because there's no quotient rule for the antiderivative. So we have to think outside the box. In this case, we have to use some algebra to write in a way where we actually
Can use the power rule, and then we can use the natural log rule, and then we can use the constant rule here. And then with this, we're able to find the integral for this part. All right, I hope you guys found this helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.